Today we got chest day, or like push day, but we focusing more on shoulders and triceps, to be honest. Only because I'm kind of small. Like starting off with cables, just little warm ups. We'll do some crossbody extensions, do some flies maybe just to get that chest nice and warm before we go into those heavy benching, heavy incline movements. Might do some chest machine pushing movements just because I could push more weight, and I always I feel like I always don't push enough weight sometimes. But yeah, man, for shoulders, just keeping it simple. Overhead shoulder press with the bar. Sitting down, I feel that way a lot on my shoulders, and I like going heavy on that. And lateral raises. Today we might do them with cables just because it's quicker. But sometimes I like doing them with dumbbells. But sometimes I will feel it more. It took me a long time. It took me a long time to feel my lateral raises on my shoulders. Because usually I'll feel them on my traps, or I'll feel them like somewhere else on my shoulder, and it took me a long time to really get that focus movement, and I still can't even flex it. But yeah, for triceps, we'll be doing some cables as well, some rope and some straight bar, and then maybe some dips, throwing some maybe skull crushers. See how I'm feeling. But yeah, I'll be focusing more on triceps and shoulders just because, like I said, they're a little smaller compared to my chest. And that'll be it. Here for Romans, I just like to keep it super light just to get the blood pumping in all the muscles. And I still warm up on all the other exercises I'm gonna do. And one more thing, I like to warm up all the muscle groups I'm gonna use in all the exercises. So chest, shoulders, and triceps. Here for lateral raises, I'd say the main thing is to make sure you feel them on your shoulders. To do that, you could either search up another video to see how to perform. But some of my recommendations are to make sure you have your arms at 45 degrees, not straight outward, not too forward, just right in the middle, as you can see here. And I do my best to not push with my shoulder blade or not move my shoulder blade at all. That way it won't activate my traps. But whenever you do get to a point where you can't perform any more clean reps, I do like to mess up my form and really push that weight up just to get those extra few reps and get that extra stimulus. Here for circle push down, I like to pick a weight I actually struggle with. Anything where I can only perform 6 to 8 reps barely. And I make sure to keep my form perfect until I'm not able to do any more reps. And then that's when I start to really break down my form or throw the weight around just to get those extra reps in. And every time I do that, I do my best to go up slowly to make sure I still get stimulus from the eccentric, I believe, and I'm still making progress and growing. Another thing is you have to make sure you put more weight the next time you perform the exercise, either if it's like in a few days or next week, so that way you make sure you're making progress, especially for bulking. For shoulder pads, you want to make sure you keep good form. You can always search it up if you don't know what the perfect form is, but one of my recommendations is to keep the bar straight. That's why I like doing barbell shoulder press instead of dumbbell. But it's really whatever feels good for you. If you feel it more in barbell or in machine or in this one or in dumbbells, it really doesn't matter. As long as you're making progress and as long as you're doing 6 to 8 rep range, that's how you'll be able to grow. And also another thing, I also like going past 90 degrees, almost touching my chest. I know some people might say to go only 90 degrees. I like to go past it because it really gives me that stretch and that flex at the top. But whatever feels comfortable to you. Here I'm performing the machine, the incline press. I love doing this because it makes sure my form is good and it feels like I'm able to push more weight. And one thing I make sure to do is not to have the seat too high or too low, just so I can make sure to feel it in my upper chest. Another thing as a bodybuilding perspective is it's rare for you to have a lacking lower chest rather than a lacking upper chest. So whatever you're lacking in is what you should do first before doing things that you're not lacking in. So for me, I feel like I have a lacking upper chest like most people do. So this is why I start with upper chest and then I do bench with lower chest. Mainly for bench is to make sure, like always in every exercise, for you to have perfect form. You could always search up perfect form, but if you don't know what it looks like, but my recommendations are to push a little bit with your feet, have a bit of an arch in your back, and make sure you push your shoulder blades back to feel it more in your chest rather than anywhere else. Favorite exercises because it hits almost all the muscle groups we were trying to hit today: chest, shoulders, and triceps. And if you could do more than 10 reps on your own without any weight, you should add weight like I did here. I added just a weighted ball, and I do anywhere from 6 to 8 reps, but ultimately I do 2 sets till failure every time I perform any dips.